Hey KDG team, I am here to give you guys a quick update on my webinar with Naca. So for some of you that didn't know, I'm working with a client now that is working with Naca. So I just wanted to give you guys some quick updates. If you all ever have some clients that are working with the Naca program in the future, so you can kind of know what to expect. I also will be emailing you all the PowerPoint I was able to get from the webinar, and also some of the requirements, and also some other documents that NACA provided me with. But here's just a quick recap. Keep it short and sweet. So if you haven't heard of NACA, they're basically a program where they offer no closing costs, no down payment. You can buy down your interest rate, and they help out a lot of families that have low to moderate income buyers. But they also work with people if you're not a low to moderate income buyer. So it seems like a really good program, and it is a good program overall. From listening to them, everything seems pretty legit. The interest rate is lower than the average. Most of their clients are getting about 3.75 right now. That's where their interest rate is at right now. And you're able to buy it down. So if you're a buyer, basically they told me every 1% you put down of the sales price, they will knock down your interest rate 0.25%. And a buyer can pay up to 4% if they want to, and a seller can pay up to 10%. So they have some buyers that are closing with 0.2, 0.5 interest rates, and that's one way for them to get their prices really low. Also, another cool thing they have is they have their own mortgage calculator, and a lot of their buyers are able to get a higher sales price than they would on a normal loan because of their calculator and some of the grants that they're able to get. Everything's built in. Also, buyers can use outside grants to buy their loan too. So if there's nonprofits they know about that'll put money towards the loan, they offer that too. So they have a really good opportunity to allow people who wouldn't normally be able to be pre-approved for a certain amount get pre-approved for more, and then also get a lower interest rate. So that part is pretty cool. It's a really good thing for the buyer, a great opportunity. They It's not any, as far as the strings attached. They don't offer to investors. You have to be someone that's living there. You don't have to be a first time home buyer, but you cannot currently be living in a home. So what you can sell your home and then end up using NACA after you sell your home. So like I said, no closing costs, no down payment. You can buy down interest rates, and they also pay for all other fees. So they pay so the buyer really doesn't have to pay anything out of pocket. They cover everything. I mean, earnest money, option money, appraisal fees, all of that stuff. Their lender covers. So that's a pretty cool thing about it. It is though it so some of the kind of downfalls of it that you can expect that makes it a little tougher for some people in certain situations is they have a lot of paperwork, extra paperwork that you have to do for the buyer, and a lot of extra requirements. So I'm not gonna go over everything. Some of that's in the documents I'll send to you all, but just a quick recap. You have to have a 10-day option period. So obviously that can hurt you with multiple offers. The buyer has to physically sign all contracts. So everything, repair amendment, actual contract, they can't e-sign it. So you can e-sign it and send it in just to get the offer accepted, but then you have to go and get it signed by your buyer within 24 to 48 hours, and then submit it to NACA. So you got to have a quick turnaround to be able to meet with your clients and get that physically signed, or maybe scan it to them and have them sign it and send it back to you. Um, on top of that, they also have requirements. So they have the appraisal come out, and they have their the inspector. When the inspector comes out, you have to give them the inspection report. They go over the inspection with the clients, and then they'll have their required repairs that have to be fixed. So some things that with a regular loan you may not have to be fixed, that they may require to be fixed. Their biggest thing is making sure things are up to code and things like that. Another thing, let me just make sure I have everything. Oh, if you refer them a client, it's you get 100% of the commission. But if you have a client that has already went through one of their seminars that wants to use you as their realtor, they will take away 35%. So almost like a reload. So just keep that in mind. Um, Only thing else I wanted to cover, they have some eligibility requirements that are also in some of those documents I sent you all. But for the most part, it doesn't have anything to do with credit score. It's more so, rental history, no bankruptcy, no felonies, and then they have some money in the bank. So that's pretty much the biggest thing. Having low income and having a lower credit score, you can still get approved for some things. Um, their loan amount goes up to current conforming loan limits. So even if you make more, you can still get a house. One of the biggest catches they have is if you make more than the median price for an area, then you can only go to certain areas. So they try to really prioritize the low income, moderate income people because they can pretty much get a house anywhere. But if you're making more, then you have to go to certain areas that are making less, if that makes sense. And yeah, other than that, everything's pretty much in the PowerPoint. I don't want to make this video too long, but check out the PowerPoint. It has some of the things that they require. The biggest thing for NACA is they're very it's a lot of tedious stuff. So when you have multiple offers and some people at those lower price points, if you have more than one person competing, it may be tougher to get that deal done. If they have another offer, they'll probably go with another offer. But when you have those offers, if you can get in quick before somebody else gets in and get that offer accepted, then it's definitely a good deal for the buyer. You just got to make sure you know that you're going to be putting in a lot of legwork to get it done, and they're pretty much going to be micromanaging you the whole time. So that's pretty much it. I'll put this video on Slack. I'll email it to everybody's email that I have. If you have any questions about NACA, let me know. And yeah, have a good one.